Okay, welcome back. Anyway, this is the actual movement out of the clock, and as you can see, it's pretty conventional. It would more like be a 30-hour clock. The clock actually runs 6 days. This is what the guy in the church has told me. It actually runs 6 days. It does, obviously there's been some alteration to the gearing for it to do that. It's actually a pass and strike. Now if you look up here where I'm moving this, basically it's a pass and strike type clock. It strikes on this bell, which someone's painted gold. So it'll strike on that bell, pass and strike. Obviously as it gets to midday or whatever hour it is, it's gonna strike on there. You can actually see scribe marks of the marking out of the wheels on it. Now that tells you that it's very early. It's very early. There is a problem with this spring basically at the top here. It's broken. Yeah, it's actually come off now. We're going to actually make one of them, and it actually keeps the hammer up. What's actually happening now to this clock is that the hammer's down the way it is, and actually the hands jam up. When it gets to a certain point, it can't lift, it jams up. Right, I'll just turn the clock round. Now, if you look at the back of the clock, let's zoom in just a touch for you. In its lifetime, it's had a lot of work done to it. There's been quite a bit of punching work. I don't think that looked it doesn't look like lately, but one of the main things as well we're going to sort out is there is a lot of movement. There is a lot of movement in this bushing hole here. We're going to rebush that. Obviously anything for this type of clock, I mean, we make from raw stock on the lathe, so we're going to do that. That's one of the things we're going to do. So we're going to take that right out, and we're going to put a new bush in there. We're going to also do the same there as well. The anchor escapement bush area looks fine. Yeah, everything else looks pretty fine. It's really obviously in need of a service. I mean, you will see it when we've done it. It'll be all cleaned up. This will be cleaned by hand. We won't be really putting this in an ultrasonic cleaner. There's as I've said in previous videos, there's a lot of sort of disagreement on what should and shouldn't be put in an ultrasonic cleaner. But we find, we'll just sort this out. I mean, clean this. I mean, we don't expect a brilliant finish on any of the plates, because obviously you can see there's a lot of scribe marks to it. So there you go on that. But a pretty basic movement, but it does run 6 days. We look inside it there. I've tried to actually date it, but the pillars are a bit unusual. I mean, I can't find an idea of what they are, but and I've tried to trace the clockmaker, can't trace them. So here's one of our clocks just chiming away there for a second. Yeah, so pretty much as you can see, it's been well modified. I mean, with this bracket, and this actually suspends your pendulum through. It suspends your pendulum, and the pendulum's got like a slot on it, and it goes on there, and this clock actually fixes to the wall. It's a pretty nice thing. It's right in front of the congregation, so it's something that they've been used to seeing, and it's been just getting jammed up and one thing and another. But yeah, pretty interesting clock, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to getting my hands dirty and getting stuck into it. But other than that, pretty basic, pretty simple grandfather clock. Nice to work on, expecting great results. They've accepted the work on the movement, but up to now, the situation with the with the dial is sort of going to committee. We were also with the dial. What I'd done was I gave them a price to do the case work as well. Steve, who works for me, is very good at that. He was going to tidy the case up. We were going to, an actual fact that I was going to try and get permission off them to actually darken it, because it would then go a bit more with the pews and one thing and another in the church, and it just would look that bit better. The pendulum's also being painted with this goldy paint stuff, whoever's done that. It looks a bit cheap and nasty, but there's nothing, I can't just go ahead and do anything. We've got to get permission for every single thing off the church. There's nothing we can do. So as much as I'd like to make a really good job of it, you know, and we wouldn't be overcharging. We'd just be charging, you know, what we needed to do, and one thing and another. So it's not like we, you know, we go for the highest prices. But yeah, it's nice clock, but well made. It's a testament really to the clockmaker, isn't it? I mean, you know, say for instance there is round about the, you know, the mid 18th century. I mean, that's a testament, you know, the clocks, how long these clocks have worked. And when you consider that a lot of these older clocks were probably worked on by blacksmiths at some point in time, when they went wrong, blacksmiths, because, you know, that's the way it was. I noticed there's new, I think it obviously has been to pieces as well. These are certainly not old taper pins. These are new. So obviously someone, well, in actual fact we do know of a company that's worked on the clock, but we can't say that they've done the silver paint or nothing. I mean, I can't really see what they've done, if I'm honest. I mean, so I don't know. We'll leave that there. Also, if I show you the hands, this hand is a brass hand, and it's been bonded or brazed or something and then painted black. Obviously the original hands would have been blued steel, so I don't think that hand's original. This hand may well have been original. It certainly looks big enough. Its size is about right. It is made of steel, so I would imagine that has been blued at some time. So, you know, there you go. So that would have been, it would have been really nice if we do get the the work to do the, you know, the actual dial work, which I'm hoping I'm you know, fingers crossed we do. It would be nice if the other hand was original as well, so that we could, you know, take all this paint off them and re-blue them, and you know, get it really as near as possible to what it was like, you know, all them years ago. It's really nice, and we can take some photographs, put them on our website, and it looks really fantastic. But, you know, I have a feeling, if I'm really honest, that we won't get that dial work. I just think once the clock's working and it's where it is, that'll be that. So this is John from Clock Repairs Merseyside. Just a short video. I was going to put a video on about some eyewear in a second, so I might put a couple of videos on tonight. As I say, if you like my videos, please thumbs up and subscribe, and it encourages me to do more and more, and I'll try and keep them as interesting and as practical as possible. I don't complicate it. I just try to keep it, you know, simple, because I do appreciate there's people looking on YouTube for sort of some practical advice. I mean, the technical stuff is all okay if you understand it, but you know, and there is some fantastic people out there, such as Tommy Jobson, and you know, fabulous work, really good workmanship. But yeah, I mean, but you know, I think sometimes you've got to have a bit of an understanding. I'm sure you have got to have a bit of an understanding of clockmaking before, or then video, or some of the stuff will just go completely over your head. But yeah, anyway, this is John from Clock Repairs Merseyside. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.